Yeah, good morning, guys. So sorry, I'm just making this video. I'll prepare. I do a small record of this process and the meeting because I don't know. I might I might be free when you guys and I should explain that I get to. Okay. So I have the questions open up here. And I'll be using we have different type of DBMS. The most common one is actually stream admin, but I don't want to open that specific application, so I have an alternative way which is MySQL Workbench to just serve as the application admin to be an interface to communicate with my database. It's, it's coming up. My database is already here. I'm going to log into it. This is how my SQL workbench, which like these are all the database I already have in the system. So I have my database. I have all my databases, but now this assignment now I need to create a fresh database. So to do that, I need to use the prompts. Create, create uh, database. What database can be said to use? Create the database student record that we use student record. Then semicolon to end the statement, create database student records. Let me just put this. Then I this submit the query. So in here, this is where we see the notification. So this being shown to be successful. Uh, then the database that created. Although it is not here, okay, there's a refresh button here. So you can see student records. So now that we have our student record, we have our database. The next thing is to create database table, right? So the tables are in form of rows and columns. I know we're all familiar with this. Just for us to brush our heads up. So the database is with the table student bio data, and these are the column names. If you create student bio data, we create table course, and that's what they start inserting. So I'll just do this at the same time, create table student data. So to do that, to create table student data. Then I open the brackets to input of the columns, matric number, name, age, department, matric number, age. Note that this is comma, department, matric number, age, and the name, the department, matric number, okay, name, age. Let me just follow accordingly. Name, age, department, faculty, and state of origin. Faculty, state of origin. Remember, when you're giving a column, you don't need to use space. This one that's used matric number of the scope, it is not allowed in SQL. So I don't even know why this one is. Okay, this name is showing name because it is a keyword. I know we are familiar with keyword. It's a keyword in database. Although it might not be an error, but it's just saying that this name is a keyword. That's why it's changed the color. So I will just change it to full name. But I don't know if it might have an effect later on. So it is complete. Then you can end it. So there are some things that are still missing here because she said I know that's why it is where it has constraints. So only the course has constraints. So if only the course has constraints, there might not be need to put a constraint here, but it is compulsory to put the data type, right? So that's Faka, then the number, the maximum word you can put. So this is the default 255. That's the number of characters, like the name cannot be up to 255. So uh, so department 2 is also Faka. So this one, age is an integer. So I believe in what integer is, it will only accept numbers. For the integers, age cannot be up to 3 characters. Then go above 100 in this class. So then faculty, then state of origin. Also, there's a way to add primary key. I think those numbers it is compulsory for a table to have a primary key, which is this magic number. Okay, then the constraint to be I don't know if since the magic number is all numbers, so it's fine that we everything are all numbers with this integers, then it will be not null, then towards the end, you can now take primary key, then open brackets, right to the bottom. matric number. So what we've done here is we've created a table with the student data. It has, I think, something very right here for matric number. Okay, matric number. So the data type is integer. I don't know, something around 35 characters. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's up to 30. Don't go to 30. So we created 30, is the matric, the student data, the matric number, it is not null. That means it can't be empty, it must have a value. So if you're inputting matric number and it is not there, it will not submit to the database. So the full name, you can decide to put not null too, that it must be there. Age is 3 characters because age is either 58, 20 something, so it's 2 characters, maximum 100. So then department is variable characters, that means the strings, faculty is strings, state of origin are strings, then here you know assigned the primary thing. I don't know if I run it since I can mark execute. This one is only to execute the line that execute the statement under the cursor. Okay, let me just assume it's here. So it's table match number not null. So it is successful. 0 So I remembered okay, I was using PHP format basically because in PHP admin, if you already open the database, it's already know that you're in the database. You get it already know that you're in the database. So any query you're now writing, is solely effective on that database. You get on MySQL Workbench. This query now, this place, it is public. You just need to write it to interact with any database that is here. You get so any query that you're writing that want to affect a database table, you need to first write the database name dot then the database table. You get by leaving a space in admin. Once you launch it, once you create the database, it will enter inside that database. So it already knows that you are relating to that database. Any query you're writing is solely affected on that database, except you go back, you click another database, you get. But this one now, it is just showing the database here. It does not know which database you want to interact with until you write the database name, then the table name. So initially before, I only wrote student data and all this. Then it said, that's when it gave me this one. You get. So the other thing I did is I added the integer value here, the magic number about 30 and this. So it should still affect. It should still affect, but I remember by default it is not compulsory for people to use to have values in it. We get so the not node is still here, it must be filled. Then the rest of the numbers you want to change, we get so no bigger constraints. Then this is here. Or let me try it. Let me delete it first. Delete down to delete students. I need to first write this database name student records dot students. Okay, so I was typing delete the other time. It should be dropped. It should be dropped. So this is how to drop a table. Drop table this, and I've also added this one to it. So when I ran it, I got this error. You get. So it is telling me that integer display width has been duplicated. So this is just a warning sign. It is going to run. In some older versions, it will work. You get, but it's saying in future versions that it has been removed. So the only allowed one is just leave your integer. You don't need to put any width. Age, so you don't need to put. But for variable characters, you should put the display width, like the number of characters that can be input. We have successfully created a database. Okay, we have created a database. Let me run this one again. I don't know if I've deleted it. Okay, drop unknown table because it has been dropped. That is why it gives me this. Give me that error that has been dropped. So I'll delete this. It's not part of what we want. So I've successfully created a database. Then this is a database table, student record. You relate to it with the database name and then the student. So I'm going to run this successful. So this is my database, the table is not here yet. So if I refresh this, I should be able to see my table. We can see student data, and then these are the columns in it to get. So the next table is what table costs. Create table costs. So remember to write the database name before this. Create table costs, and then it will have what type of column. It will have course ID. So your course ID. You can use underscore. The underscore works, but let's leave it as course ID. It will be integer, and then it will be not null. That means it must be filled. So then the next one is course name, lecturer in charge. The course itself, name, and lecturer. Let's use underscore for this one, lecturer, and you can use hyphen, lecturer in charge. So we've forgotten something here. The data type will be Vaka. And note, you can still make it. I think you can still make it capital letter. as well. So let me just follow the way I've been doing. But I just want to show you how this thing works. Vaca, the course, let's just leave that 255. This name, what is this name? Okay, the course name. So you can use name. I'm just trying to, I don't know whether it might cause any issue. So you course name, to be Vaca as well. I'll maintain my 255. Remember, I can use any length. I think the maximum length is about a gig, like 1024, right? Or more. Lecturer in charge too is also a string. Vaca, I'll leave this as 255. And we need a primary key. They said it should have a constraint of magic number should be not null and unique. Unique means it should be a primary key, should be a unique key. So when you make it a primary key, two codes cannot be inputted in the same field, right? So that's it. But with this unique, I think there's a difference between the unique and then the primary key. We can just confirm that. But I know you can assign unique as well, just the way we did not null. So in this not null here, integer not null, we'll now write unique. You get. So okay, that's for magic number. I've already created that one. I already created this. I didn't even say unique. So course ID should be not null. And then lecturer in charge should be not null as well. I might drop this database and create it again with the unique, but it's very compulsory. For I don't know whether there'll be a clash between primary key and unique, because unique is still like serving the same purpose of that primary key. But I'm going to test that now. I know my laptop cannot explode. This error to give me at last. So my primary key is my course ID, right? So I think everything is course ID, the course itself, the course name, the lecturer in charge. Say lecturer in charge should be not null. I assign up every table must have a primary key. It is very necessary, because if you want to relate with another table, you use the primary key. So I think this unique is just giving it a symbol that's okay, it is unique. So I'm going to write a query to drop this one and then run it again, so it will be unique. So it will be drop table, this table. You know I'm dropping it because I didn't add the unique. So I will rerun it, and so I've clicked on it, then I run it. So the table has been dropped. I don't need it again. I've already added the unique already. So I click on it so it will know this is the line I want to run, then I run it. Okay, it's successful. So here I'll be able to see the tables. These are the tables. Column, so you can see this is the primary key. You can see it shows the PK primary key. In the indexes, you should be able to look at the primary key. Is there foreign key, no foreign key? And if you use PC admin, there should be a way to editing. When we select, we should be able to see the key. So we've created database, we've created the table, first table. We've not launched the second one. So I'm clicking on it again. So we've created this one too as well. Let me refresh this. Just hope this video is not too lengthy. So we have the course, and then we have the student data. So course and then student data. Insert 5 records into student, and this. Write a query to display all records in each table. I will display all record on student. To display record on student. Okay, only this. Okay. So the next thing is to insert. So I will down with this. It's quite long, so I will pause this video and then type it all. So I won't take much of our time. I'm now trying to insert. What's wrong with this? Okay. I'm trying to insert. No, first of all, we've created the database. How do they add comments to this thing? It's database. Yeah. That is to create a comment. Create database. Create table student data. Create table course. Start to student data. Remember, this is a comment just for the reader of this code to know what each line is doing. So I use this approach first. So you can decide to insert individually. You can see this first row is to insert just this first data. You can see, and you make it accordingly. You know, as if you put full name first, you get just the way it is being aligned here. And for numbers, you write it pure numbers. That's for integers. But for strings, you put it in quotation mark. You can see. So I did it individual for student data, and I used another approach for student course. So you can do it either of these ways you get. So I think I've launched this. Let me see. Insert into student record. Okay, it was successful. I already launched it. You can see it here, insert. I already launched it. So so that's successfully inserted. Then to launch something like this, I just have to mark all this together. I can't do it again because of the not null. It will give me an error. You can't have 2 101 here, except I change the numbers and then maintain this same data. You get. So let me. I didn't I would have just hold on, but it's actually worked. You can see the two insert here green. So this command is okay. Then the select query is to fetch the course data. That's what was here, and I use ChatGPT to just generate the code instead of me typing it one by one. So so that's write a query to display all record in each table. And in case you want to see how I used it, so I generate 5 queries each to this table. So I pasted the create table, so it's able to know the table you get and the data type. So it generated it for me. It's used the same approach. So I now change the use one query to insert 5 data to get this other one. So that's how I was able to use ChatGPT for that. So select course data. I'm going to run this one. So you can see it's brought it out. This is what we have that is being inserted. So the other one is to fetch from student data. Okay, you can see the limitation of this one. This one now, I did it all together like this, and it inserted everything. So that was the same thing I did. I marked all of them, but it only ran the first query. So you have to mark it again. This one. So it has inserted successfully. Then let me run this one again. You can see the data is now 2. You get so like so. So what else again? So you have to write a query to display record of student data. So only the matric number and the name. You get only the matric number and the name. Only the matric number and the name. So that will be, and what this means is that select all from student data. That this asterisk means all. So if you now want to select only 2 data, it will now be select sorry, matric number and name. Select matric number, name from student. I don't know whether this one might flag because it might say we should point to the table too, but let's try it. Name. I don't think we have name. What do we have there? Since it's full name. So me, I use full name. Full name. Then I run it. I'm going to run it. Okay, so it worked. So select matric number and then the name alone from this one. So that's the query. Then the other one, the last question says represent the above on an entity relationship diagram. Say we should represent it on, and there's no even relationship between it. No, we have matric number and course ID. This is the course name, no relationship between. So if you want to put a relationship, then we want to say, okay, a student, how will they put it? A student is offering this type of course. You get. So let's assume each one student is assigned to one course. That's a one-to-one relationship. Because if this were supposed to be a real system, right? We need to have a course student table where to only have the student ID and then the course ID. So we have a lot of students. You can have a lot of student IDs there, and then we can have the course that they worked with. But if you want to do it here, to just cause ambiguity in the database, it will be redundant. We have redundant information. So if you have 100 students, so if you have even one name for a student, that's just one course. So if we have 100 students and they're offering 10 courses, so we have the 100 student that will appear 10 times. So it will just cause redundant. It will cause select error. You get. So you can create another table to insert it. But I didn't attend the class, so I don't know how lengthy she talked about this assignment. But she said represent. There's no way you can represent the relationship without it having a foreign key. A foreign key is like a primary key that is inside another table. So we can create a foreign key. You get. So there's a way to do it automatically here. There's a way to do it automatically here, but let me borrow the query online. I'll be back shortly. Okay. So now to be able to do the relationship, we need to have a foreign key, right? So we can alter this table. Let me just leave it as the last one here. So we use the command alter. Alter is like to update a table. So it will now be alter table. I want to add the course ID to the student ID. So we'll be able to know. Let's just assume they are doing one course. You get. So to table, I said I want to add course ID. So I'm updating student data. That's student record dot your student data. Let this one junction to like this. Student data. I think I'm right. Student record dot student data. Add foreign EIG. Add foreign key. So the foreign key we want to add there is the course ID. And this one is possible because we have already made course ID a primary key. You cannot make any non-primary key a foreign key in another table. You get. So add course ID. That's why I said every table must have a primary key, add course ID. Then now use reference. Reference is that, okay, which table and key are you referencing? Reference this one again. Reference student, reference course, and then we're also referencing course ID. So we are saying these two are related. Reference student course ID. Why is it? Is it student record? Add foreign key. Student record dot course. And this. So this one should be references. The other time I used reference, so I was not confused. So it is references this table. So then we now insert around the query. Course ID does not exist in table. COURSE. Okay, let's do it like this. I think we are adding it as a foreign key in student course, right? And then this place will be student data. Go to add constraint missing column. Okay, I think the first one is right. Let me just reshuffle this. So welcome back. After contacting the Oracle. So the thing is, I can't just assign a foreign key. The first query I wrote to alter. So we are altering the student ID because I want the course ID to be in every student's data, so they will know the course that they do. You get. So that's why I'm altering that student data, and I'm adding this course ID. You get. I'm making it. So this add is not like adding. I thought this was like add it to add it and then make it. You get. So what this one is saying, let's assume the course ID is already there. So now make it a foreign key. You get. So then this person now say, okay, so whatever variable, whatever course ID that is here, it must surely exist in the student record. So if you're adding a foreign key that is not here, that's an issue. So in this one now, course will already be created, will already be existing. So anytime you're inserting, in back end, it will first confirm whether the ID you're adding is in the course ID. You get. So the mistake I was doing is I thought it will add it, it will create it inside. So and I had to update that table. You get. So this is the query to update a table. Update student data tables to add. So you have to add course ID. You get. Then this one is what? Create and use proper terms. Create the relationship between both table using the course ID. You get. So that's what we did here. So now that we already created the relationship, we know that the two of them are now related. So we can now go ahead to create the relationship. So by default, there's a way to do it here. I hope I still remember like this. Reverse engineering. Reverse engineering. Reverse engineering. There's a way to, but in the assignment, maybe we'll just do it. Okay, it might be a screenshot or you draw it. So this is the table we want to get the relationship. Continue. Okay, good. Two tables close. You can see now. This is the relationship diagram that already created it. So that's I think they can still alter this one to do 1-to-1 because this one is saying many to one. So many, yes, okay, it's right, many to one. Because if a student is offering another course, you add the whole student data. Though this one is wrong, you get. So it's better for it to have a table that will have all the redundant information. So if you just open the student data, you only have student data, you get. So this is the ER diagram. This is how it would look like. How do they do screenshots in this? So I'll share the screenshots to the group. So if you add, I don't know how I want to do it. You cannot use this image. I'm only showing you how to do it with MySQL Workbench. With PHP My Admin, since I have PHP, maybe I'll show it here as well. So let me just capture this one and quickly share it to the group. That's how the diagram would look like. And then these are the queries. Control S. Yeah, these are the query would look like. See, let me see. Okay, create database, create table this, create table this. Insert student data. This is an approach. This is insert course. Insert course. So we're fetching data from both tables. Full name alone. So to create a relationship, so this alter it. So that's it. Then this one, then yeah. Note that this is what I'm submitting. I might just change some of this data. So in fact, since SQL is not like programming language, that's one thing you can change one thing to make another. This is the only way you can write it to work. If you get this is the only one that have another way. You get that's why I use two different approaches. So course ID, you can just leave your own as full name. This state of origin, you can change it to, you can add underscore, you get. But definitely I'll change this data. I can leave all this lecturer name. So if by chance you are copying this, just change something because I'll not change neither I'll submit it. So if you really want to change it, I can rewrite it. I'll just change some of this. I can just add this there, or I can just even leave it safe. So just if you're using this, just make some changes. And after the what you can change, you can leave this one as name. You can leave this one as name. You can use hyphen, it must be underscore. You can change one underscore. Course name, you can leave it as, you can put underscore like this underscore or anything just to make it look different. You should definitely change all this data. You should definitely change it. It is not compulsory for you to add all this query. I just left it there. And my diagram my ER diagram will be the same. So nobody should submit it to. That's what I'll submit. Like submit, that's what I'll submit. All of us will collect the mark at the same time. So thank you, and sorry it's coming late. And I prefer to do recording. You can see the error was in. I'm doing a meeting. It might bore you out, or if you keep asking questions and it might take longer time. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.